This is NDTV. And you're watching Ndtv-Hindu.
Good evening. You've tuned into the primetime bulletin on Ndtv-Hindu headlines now. I'm Evelyn Matthew.
Hi, I'm Peer Mohammed. I'm bringing you the issue of Kaveri, how it gets bigger ahead of the assembly elections.
The boy who was kidnapped was made to hide in the boot space of the car. I'll bring you updates about the boy who was rescued in a short while from now. I'm Salim.
That's right, plenty coming your way in the next 30 minutes in this power-packed bulletin. Let's straight away head to our top stories. The city police who rescued the kidnapped Ndtv-Vasan revealed that a minimum ransom was demanded, by the identity of the abductors is still not known.
Very minimal. It is a tactical operation. In fact, I'll disclose the full operation. Just wait for a week.
Is safety a utopian concept restricted to the textbooks? Teachers remained unmoved by the recent case of kidnaps.
Just because there's a camera, it's not our work to see the children. They should not be like that. They should be also alert.
Come hell or high water, Jayalalitha presses demands on Kaveri water for Tamil Nadu. The political watchers say this could be just another coal plant. Aircel becomes the first telecom service provider of the 3G experience in Chennai. Actor Surya receives the first video call.
This technology is almost close to God, I can say. It's everywhere. It's not just delivering, but how fast.
A green Diwali could be heavy on your wallet. While customers are still skeptical, businessmen register rocketing sales. And no street fight this. Street dancers from USA break a leg for a Diwali special performance. Let's also take a look at what's making news nationally. Congress leaders gather at the AICC meeting in the capital. There's no direct mention of corruption cases just yet. Ahead of President Obama's visit to India, the Foreign Secretary is hopeful of a long-lasting relationship with the nation. The Kashmir interlocutors meet the Home Minister, extending their dialogue to non-urban areas. Sunil Gavaskar tells NDTV the BCCI owes him money for the last 3 years at the IPL, but the board says that's not true. Well, 24 hours of anxious wait and finally good news came to the family of R. Ndtv-Vasan, who was kidnapped for a ransom of 3 crore rupees, calling it a nerve-wracking operation. The Commissioner of Police Greater Chennai said that the boy was rescued late this afternoon, but the identity of the 2 abductors and their motive are still not confirmed. With the boy sitting by his side, the top cop said that they were in constant touch with Ndtv-Vasan to ensure that he was safe. The top cop also confirmed that an exchange with the 2 abductors did take place and a minimal amount was paid, adding that the men were unarmed and that the main objective was to get the 9th grader back at any cost. The police also said that the operation is still on and that all details in relation to this would be disclosed in a week's time. It was only 2 days back that siblings from Coimbatore were kidnapped, drawing great concerns to the safety aspect of children being transported home by private vehicles.
Minimal amount was paid. Very minimal. It is a tactical operation. In fact, I'll disclose the full operation. Just wait for a week. You must also know when to retreat. That is what we did. We allowed things to happen and we got the boy back.
And joining us live from Egmore is our crime reporter Salim, who's been tracking this story the whole of today. Salim, first off, from this point on, the police have not yet completed this operation, as they say. Why is that?
Evelyn, I'm just out of the press conference, and the City Commissioner of Police did say that they managed to get the boy back, because that is their first intention. He says that he had 2 goals. One, to get the boy back home safe. Secondly, to nab the criminals. Now the police say they have almost 50% successful in bringing the boy back home. Now the criminals have escaped with the ransom. The police term it as a minimal amount. However, police sources say that the criminals initially demanded a ransom of 3 crore rupees. But the parents of the boy negotiated that. They said that we cannot pay such a huge amount, and there was some negotiation between the parents and the criminals, and finally some amount was paid to the criminal. He came there, he left the boy, and he actually ran away with the ransom. City Commissioner of Police did say that a team headed by Shakil Akhtar, Additional Commissioner of Police, Greater Chennai, managed to rescue the boy, and now they are into the operation of nabbing the criminal. Evelyn?
Right, Salim. Well, the police were on a hunt to get this boy back at any cost, like the Commissioner of Police was just saying. But was the boy hidden at some point, like you said in the beginning?
Yeah, highly placed police sources said Ndtv-Hindu that the boy was made to hide in the boot space of the car. That there was some torture to the boy, but however the boy doesn't look like one, because he was smiling at the press conference. But the police sources did say that they managed to rescue the boy, and now as you said, they have launched a massive hunting operation to nab these criminals who are involved in this kidnapping incident. The police say they do not know whether they are professional criminals or whether they kidnapped the child for a ransom, or they kidnapped the child due to some business rivalry, because the boy's father is a granite businessman. And the police say that things are not clear as of now, and they do not have any one of the accused in their custody. They have not arrested anyone so far, but however they are on the lookout for the criminals involved in this kidnapping incident. Evelyn?
Right, Salim. But after similar instances in Coimbatore and Vellore, is the police now looking at bringing in some sort of a verification measure for drivers or helpers who are in constant touch with children, with school children, that is?
Yeah, the City Commissioner of Police, Mr. T. Rajendran, said that they will soon convene a meeting with the Parents Association as well as the school authorities to sensitize them to be more careful to people who they employ. Basically, the message from the police is be aware of people who you know. Know the antecedents of the drivers or the employees that enrope in. So basically, they will be sensitized to know the antecedents of their drivers.
Right. Thanks very much indeed, Salim, for joining us with those details on that story. The police clearly on their next move to finish that operation once and for all. On to some political news now. AIADMK Supremo J. Jayalalitha is pretty persistent to resolve the Kaveri issue. She is now throwing light to the fact that she herself went on a mission to procure water for the state in 1993 and 1999. The General Secretary of the main opposition party also went on to say that she was unhappy that the Kaveri Water Authority lacked statutory powers. But in the run-up to the assembly polls, political watchers view this as a rallying point by the AIADMK so as to gain political mileage. And joining us right now live from our newsrooms is our senior correspondent Peer Muhammad. Peer, this time around, how passionate does Ms. J. Jayalalitha seem in this Kaveri case, or is this in fact a case of political mileage like many political analysts view it?
Yes, this came in the wake of Karnataka government convening an all-party meet and saying that we cannot give water, Kaveri water to Tamil Nadu. They categorically said we cannot give water to Tamil Nadu. In the wake of that, this war of words has arisen between the DMK chief and Chief Minister Karnanidhi and AIADMK Supremo Jayalalitha. And in fact, Karnanidhi went on to say that Jayalalitha has not been consistent in her views on Kaveri dispute. That led to this statement from Jayalalitha, in which it's a pretty long statement, and in which she has accused the Chief Minister of not doing anything, particularly after the 2007 Tribunal final award. Even that was not published in the Gazette, Government Gazette, which is a prerequisite to execute it, implement it. Last 3 years, the DMK government, though it is very friendly with the central government, though it is part of the central government, it has not been doing anything. But the DMK chief and Chief Minister is yet to react to this. Maybe this is a poll plank which Jayalalitha is trying to build up, but we have to wait and see what the real issue is. When the Chief Minister reacts to this statement, we will know exactly what is happening.
Well, clearly a lot of to and fro happening ahead of 2011, the polls that is. Thanks very much indeed, Pete, for joining us with those latest details. Let's now bring you some news from the world of business and the headlines from that sector. The repo and the reverse repo rates have been hiked by 25 basis points. The RBI credit policy states that cash reserve ratio was left unchanged at 6%. The plan panel today said RBI's move to hike short-term rates is on the expected lines and is aimed at curbing inflation without hurting growth. But this move could only increase banks' commercial lending rates. Finance Minister Pranab Mukherjee has emphasized on inflation and how it should be addressed as a key issue now on. And our business reporter Ashmit Kumar simplified this for us and said that this could just mean bad news.
Reverse repo and the repo rate is the rate which the RBI charges the other banks, other private and PSU banks for transactions that take place between the RBI and the other private bank and PSU banks. What that now by raising these rates, what that effectively does is raises the cost of capital for these banks to raise, which in turn gets translated into more expensive loans. And this seen in the context of today's provisions where RBI has said that only 80% of the loan amount will be provided by the bank and the rest of the 20% has to be furnished by the customer. Again, this in the context of more expensive capital. Also the fact that loans beyond 75 lakh rupees, the risk weightage for that has been increased to 125% from 100% currently as it was. So all of this makes the situation very difficult for people to require to actually get housing loans, which in turn is likely to impact the housing sector.
Well, still ahead on the bulletin, at your fingertips, 3G is here and making waves already.